Black magic.
You've got to know, you've got to show, it's time to roll. So just tell me what you wanna hear. Tell me what you want, so just tell me what you wanna hear.
Ryan Fleming here, RatG TV, another edition of the RatG podcast, talking with wrestling superstars around Ontario. And we've got one of the greatest and best high flyers out there right now in Ontario, and I mean making a huge name for yourselves, Mr. Justin Sane. What's going on, Justin? How you doing, buddy?
Not much. Thanks for having me here today, man.
Hey, man, it's amazing to have you here with me. Now, tell me a little bit about your start and how you got into the business. Were you a fan growing up?
Well, of course, I think all of us are fans
Right.
growing up. It all started at a March break camp, believe it or not, 14 years ago, just recently. A buddy of mine in high school, grade 10, was like, hey, I heard you like wrestling, because like, we'd always be screwing around in the yard doing backyard nonsense. And he's like, there's like a wrestling school doing a March break camp. So I jumped on it. Well, it wasn't that easy. I had to convince my mom.
Right.
Because she hated it. She's my biggest obstacle. She was the first obstacle.
So to you other kids all across the land, there's no need to argue. Parents just don't understand.
So your mom, she wasn't a wrestling fan, or just wasn't a fan of you?
She wasn't a wrestling fan. She thought it was really violent, super violent. So then, like, the one day she was just like, all right, fine. Like, I'm going to watch it with you. And like the second I see something aggressive or really violent or like a swear word, we're changing it. We're done with this. Because I'd always try to sneak it. She'd catch me. Big shit. So I'm like, okay, sweet. So I'm feeling pretty confident right now. Turn it on. This is like in 98.
Oh, the height of the Attitude Era.
Yeah. Turn it on. No word of a lie. It's DX that comes out. So like right away, I just turned the channel. She goes, what are you doing? Didn't you want to watch this? I'm like, nope, you're going to see their thing and then it's over. That's it. They obviously like the big whole sucker thing.
Yeah.
So like she's just, yeah, this is why you can't watch it kind of thing. So then fast forward to like 7 years after that, I was 15, and I was like, hey, like there's this school, blah, blah, blah. So I had to pretty much like bullshit my way, being like, listen, I'm going to do my schoolwork. I'm going to try.
Right.
Yep, come on in. You sure you don't need to come in?
No, you're good.
All right.
So you do your
Anyways,
schoolwork,
so
yeah?
bullshitted saying, yeah, I'm going to do my schoolwork, do my homework. Like, I just really, really, really want to do this. And I actually wasn't lying. Like, I behaved a lot better because, like, I just didn't want her to take that away from me.
Right, right.
So she actually, like, caved. She paid for it. She drove me there and back every day, like the March break camp.
Oh, amazing.
Like, shaking her head home. She never asked, hey, how was it? Just get in the car. Pretty much like, you good? You alive?
Right,
It's like,
right.
yeah, okay, cool. So she thought I'd be sick of it after that week. So she let me go, just let him get his ass kicked. Because I was like $130 at the time. She's like, let him get his ass kicked. He won't want to do this after this. And then the camp was up, and then they said, hey, like, you actually, like, we like you. If you want to come back, these are our classes if you want to like, proceed with this. And then I went, asked my mom, I was like, yeah, and she's like, ah, man. So she's kind of like cheesed about it, but she thought about it and moved on. She actually she sent me to the classes.
Wow.
She sent me to the classes.
That's a good mom, you know.
She paid for it. She hated it, but she did it. But I held up my end of the bargain. Like I
Kept up your grades.
behaved better in class.
Better.
Like, I tried harder. So like if I always thought in the back of my head, like, if I get in trouble, she's gonna take away wrestling from me.
Right.
So I always really, I
So
tried a little better. So it kind of helped. I always say it keeps me, no pun intended, it keeps me sane.
Right. No, and we always talk about wrestlers, or you always hear them talk about the passion, and that like shows right there how much it meant to you. You know, that,
Oh, yeah.
that's what kept you on the straight and narrow was, you know, the fear of losing the wrestling.
Yeah.
Now, you said you went to this wrestling school. Who was like your trainer?
It was called Living Legends Wrestling Association, LWA. So the trainers there were Ernie the Executioner Moore. So that was his baby.
Right.
Ricky Stardust. Brett Scholl was actually the trainer who trained me at the camp. And then afterwards it went on to Greg, Ernie. Reggie Marley came in a couple times. Quan Chang, Rip Impact.
Yeah.
Chris Tidwell. So we had a lot of
Yes,
great
yeah.
guys coming in helping us out. Like they'd come in the Saturday classes. So and each of them had their own different training style.
Right.
So like if it was Reggie Marley's class, like I'd be like, frig, like in a good way, because he would make us like work out before
Right.
training. He'd be like, all right, 50 squats,
Cardio.
do the lot. Like he'd kick our ass.
Right.
But like.
And then you get in there with
you need
Tidwell,
it.
and he literally kicks your ass.
Oh, literally. So like every trainer had their own different like
Right.
approach to it. So it's kind of nice having like that, like diversity. It's
Nice, awesome. So, for you, what was your big moment? Like, you know, where you're like, all right, this is it. Like, I'm in. Like, you know that the passion was there obviously ahead of time. But what was that moment where you're like, okay, like, I've got the audience, I've got my promos, I've got everything. Like, did you have that moment?
So you probably won't even believe me when I tell you this, because like no one's really asked that. So like wrestling was like I love it. Like I've been doing it for 13 years, believe it or not.
Wow.
And like the first 5 years, again, I was like a teenager, so I'm kind of just you're just training really, just kind of feeling it out. And then when I came back, like I think I was like 19, because I took a small hiatus because like I hurt my neck. Didn't tell my mom.
Of course not, because you'd be out.
She's like, oh, why are you not wrestling? Just, you know. But
No, it was a car accident. I was drinking and driving, Mom, I swear.
Seriously, but I had a great excuse. I was like, I need to look the part of a wrestler. Because in my head, I'm like, hey, I won't hurt my neck if I have a neck like Brock Lesnar. So in that year I took off, year and a half, I literally just hit the gym. I'm eating like 5,000 calories a day. I'm killing myself in the gym just to like look the part.
Right.
So I put on like 50 pounds, came back when I was 19, 20. Like I like to say I tore it up. Like I definitely, like I came out with a bang, because like back like 9 years ago, like there wasn't really many like super jacked.
Oops, sorry.
Come on
No,
in.
come on in. It's okay. Say hi, Bia.
Beautiful Bia.
See, that is a good camera, fucking whatever you want to call it.
We
photo
like her.
bomb.
We
That's
like
a good
her.
one.
We like
Exactly.
her.
She's a champ. Well,
We like her. But no, like back then there wasn't many like body guys. Like a lot of guys were like skinny or like not in the best shape. Like I'm not ragging on anyone, but like compared to today and then, the guys are a lot more serious about like how they look now, which is awesome.
yeah,
Tyler
conditioning.
Turva, come on in. Come on.
Oh, Tyler Turva. Oh, geez. Come on in, Tyler. Say hi.
Hey.
Now,
Didn't even do my hair yet.
Well, so we'll come and get to you afterwards then. Yeah.
It looks fine.
I've never seen Tyler Turva with bad hair. I don't think.
He wakes up like this.
Right? It's not fair, honestly.
Saturday Night
It's
Delight.
not fair. So we were talking about that moment.
So I looked apart. I came back and I was like just hot. Like my name was like getting out there. CWI ran like a huge show, and Hogan was on the show with Kevin Nash, Scott Steiner, the Nasty Boys, and the promoter of that show actually wrote on Facebook being like, hey, who would you guys like to see in Ontario come in and work for the promotion?
Yeah.
Like, goes over my head. I'm like, I'm not even gonna be in this discussion. Like, no way. And sure enough, reading the comments, I was like, oh, Justin Sane. And I'm just like, okay, cool. So what if I go to the show? Great match with Anthony Fiasco. It was awesome. And then fast forward to my knee injury.
Right.
When I tore my ACL.
Was it last year? 2 years ago?
2 years ago, 2017 in June. And believe it or not, that is when I became, like, I loved it. Loved it. And then that injury just made me realize how much I actually loved wrestling, because when I went home, like the next day, like I woke up and like the knee was just done, and I knew like it was like messed up. Like I literally couldn't wrestle for like a good year. Like again, like everyone's always happy on social media, right? But there are definitely some dark times, like that people didn't see. And shout out to my girlfriend who put up with that. I actually thought she was gonna leave. Like I was a fucking dick. Hope we can edit that out.
No, that's good. It goes.
But seriously, so that's when I knew like that I was passionate about it. So then me just sitting on the sidelines, boom, like I put like $2,500 just into new gear within like 2 months. The girlfriend's like, why are you buying all this gear? You don't know if it's gonna like hurt again. And I'm just like, nope, we can't think like that. Like we're going for it. So that injury just kind of helped me realize how much I really love this sport and this company, this industry. It just helped. Like you don't know what you realize. Like you don't realize what you have. Until it's gone.
Oh, exactly. And it's the old saying.
It sucks that it took 13 years for me to realize that. Like, yeah, this is what I wanted. It sucks that I had circumstances, right? But we're here today, and the Night Train's still rolling. Okay. It's never too late. Never too late for anybody to still chase their dreams.
Oh no, this is the match I'm looking forward to.
Me as well. The Night Train, Justin Sane. I gotta tell you, this guy is so impressive. Coming off an ACL injury that would retire most men, and he's back in 9 months, LaPointe.
Let's kind of get back into your career. So that was the big moment for you. You realized like everything was gone. So what did you do in that time? Like you said, your girlfriend was like your rock. How did she pull you kind of back from that?
For example, it's like emotional just thinking about it. Like Frig, like the day of the injury, I was in just so much denial. I'm like, I'm just gonna walk it off. Like literally go out and walk it off. And she's like, babe, just sit down, ice it, like just chill, like just take the day, we'll figure it out tomorrow. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna go walk it off. Like, leave me alone. Keep in mind, like I went home and started just drinking heavily.
Right.
Heavily. So I literally go to the house, start walking. I'm not even walking, by the way. I'm literally walking like a walk.
Come on.
Just thinking it's just gonna get better. And she's literally like on her feet. Like I just left the house. Like I'm in just like socks, whatever. She's like literally chasing me down like the sidewalk, being like turn around, turn around. I'm like, no, like go away. And I'm getting like pretty like verbally like aggressive with her, which I apologize. Obviously, like we're good, obviously, and everything. Yeah. To the point where I got like so far in my head, she turned around and went back. I'm like, okay, good. She's like leaving me alone. But she went back to get the car because she realized how far I had gotten. She's like, okay, well, if I stop him, he has to walk back. So she actually went, got the car, like looked around for me. At this point, like I saw her like at the car and me being this little shit, beating a child. I went down into a ravine, like literally just like kind of just laid there like in like the freaking grass, just moping like little shit. And then she like just turned around and went back. Like she's like, okay, like just give him his space. So she gave me my space, gave me my time. She was there. I walked back. She's like, are you okay? I apologize. And then pretty much every couple of weeks, every couple of days, you just have those little episodes, just those dark episodes, which I'd rather not really talk about.
No, that's
but
fine.
It was bad. But she not once complained or thought about leaving. She was there the whole time.
Yeah.
And honestly, if it wasn't for her, like honestly, couldn't tell you what would happen.
Wow.
Couldn't tell you. Like I was really upset.
So it's amazing what they put up with for us, right?
Exactly.
And what kind of a rock they can be for us.
Yeah.
Well, on to some positive stuff. You're back, you're healed.
Yep.
You're tearing things up in Ontario again. Since you've been back, what's been the highlight for you? And what is the next step? What do you want to see with Justin Sane?
So since I've been back, the biggest highlight I'm going to say, like obviously everyone loves winning championship belts. Like,
yeah, of course.
That's super fun.
Yeah.
But the highlight now, like literally going into every match, as cheesy as it sounds, I'm just like so happy. Like I'm like backstage waiting, maybe to get some like, yeah, like this, like I love it. Like this could be the last match, so I just go out there and try and just kill it every single time because you never know when it's going to go away. But the highlight I'd have to say would be obtaining the Alpha 1 Outer Limits title, just because. Nice. I felt like people had forgotten about Justin Sane. I felt like I had to crawl up the ladder for like another 3 years or something like that. But the promoter trusted me. Like the fans believed in me. Like the guys in the back, everyone believed in me. So like it just made me feel like that I wasn't like forgotten about.
Right.
So I was like, okay. And then like the wheels are going, like the tracks are going. Then obviously I debuted for Destiny, like months like after coming back, that was like always like a little tick on my
actually we were at that
list.
Show.
Yeah, I was on my bucket list, and then I got hurt, and I'm just like, hey, they're never gonna look at me now. They're never gonna look at me now. But that was huge for me, like awesome debut. We didn't win, but the people were talking. It's about making an impression. And where am I gonna go from here? I'm honestly just trying to go as far as I can with this. As far as the body will take me, as far as the mind will take me. You got one life, live it once. I'd rather know that I tried my ass off trying to get where I wanted to get than 20 years later sitting there being like, I never really tried. And that would really eat me up. Right. So if I know I tried really hard and I didn't make it, I can live with that. I'm okay.
Exactly. You gave it everything you had.
And like, again, it's all about just like little goals. It's like the next step, I would just love to have a WWE tryout. And I'm not expecting them to say, hey, you did this great, you're awesome, you're this. I kind of want them to say, you suck at this, you suck at that, work on this, work on that. Tell me what I need to work on so I can come back and nail it next time. I don't expect to nail it on the first time. If I do, awesome. If I don't, that's okay too. Like failure is the first step to success, in my opinion. So that is the next short-term goal, and then we're just going to keep building on there.
Awesome. Truly inspirational. Last question, I always ask everybody this. Obviously, your dream match all time, dead or alive, and also your dream match for people in Ontario you haven't fought yet.
Dead or alive, The Undertaker. Let's be serious here.
Who's going to be at Niagara Falls Comic Con this year, by the way?
Oh yes.
Snap. Oh yes.
Yeah, booking off that week. I've always dreamed about like wrestling The Undertaker, and I was like,
you wrestled Hell
in a Cell, because like I would love to hit Death from Above Splash off the Hell in a Cell. Like probably like the last match I'll ever wrestle. But But yeah, I love the Undertaker. He's great. He's the greatest of all time, in my opinion. Second would be Ric Flair. Like for me to want to wrestle, like
Yeah,
the dream
for sure.
match would be Ric Flair. Would love to wrestle Ric Flair. As of Ontario, boom. I'm gonna have to go with the Godfather, Tyson Dukes.
Have you never been in the ring with Dukes before?
I've never worked him one-on-one.
Come on.
And we've been involved in
Matches.
but I don't believe we've had a one-on-one match. And if we did, I was probably shit back then, and I would love to get in there again now with what I know now.
Awesome.
So,
well, I just want to say thanks so much for being on the show, Justin. There's one more thing that, of course, we're going to do for the folks. We'll cut back to that after this, though. But before we get to that, I just want to say it's awesome that you took the time out to come on the show.
Thank you.
I see nothing but big things in the future for you. And
Thank you.
guys, come check out the March Meltdown, what you're going to see online. Obviously, you'll see it later, but it is going to be good stuff. For Justin Sane, I'm Ryan Fleming, another edition of RatG TV. Peace out. Here we go. This is going to be so bad. We're doing it for the camera there and for here.
Two cameras, boom, boom.
Look at that. Hi, everybody. Ryan here. RatG TV, Giant TV, Sideline to Sideline. I am with the most awesome Justin Sane. We just had a great interview here. A lot of fun. We got deep.
Got pretty deep.
We got really deep there.
Got me in the fields.
Got you in the fields. I'm glad. We go deep here at RatG TV. But we always have a particular sign off, unfortunately. For me, fortunate for the fans. And that is where I take a chop from whoever I'm interviewing. Are you ready for this?
Are you ready for this?
I don't think I can ever be ready for this, but we're doing this, and oh my God, don't take it easy on me, babe. I'm gonna flick it so that they don't see you, because I know you don't like that. There. Keep us all right, and we're in. All right.
All right. So we're on point here. So we're back.
Yeah, and don't take it easy. Just
Chin up.
Chin up.
Thank you for the interview. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Justin Sane Train. God bless this man.
Oh no, that was awesome.
That's Brennan now.
Oh, I heard on that too. Oh my God. Again, thanks so much. That's Justin Sane, and I'm not taking a second one of those.
Oh, is it usually two?
No. There's just always just one. Always just one. Look at that. Anyways, thanks so much again, buddy. Oh my God, that's on. Thanks, people.
Black magic.
You've got to know, you've got to show, it's time to roll. So just tell me what you wanna hear. Tell me what you want, so just tell me.